clase, señorita Blanca aquí. Hoy es jueves, el 22 de octubre de 2020. Hoy tenemos, para empezar, check over workbook pages 50 and 51. For your telehistoria, please make sure you're watching that. That's on your online book. It's really going to help you listening to these words more and comprehend it, which ultimately is what you want to be able to do at the end of this class, right? Be able to hear someone speak Spanish and be able to speak back to them. Okay, so that listening comprehension is key. We're also going to use that for part of our lesson today. So please, again, if you haven't watched the Telehistoria now, pause this video, go watch it, click that online book, and find Telehistoria on page 94 and watch it. And then today's lesson should be fairly brief, we'll see. And then your tarea is tener. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to quickly review some things numerically that I reviewed in my in-person class that I don't think I did with you guys. So 1 through 10, we learned this for lección preliminar, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? 1 through 10, a lot of us already knew that before starting this class. If you don't know that, study that hard, por favor. These next 5 are the hardest. The hardest, in my opinion, to remember. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Again, that's 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Study those. Those are important. You can remember quince is 15 because of quinceañera, right? That's the party that you throw for someone typically in a Latino culture and typically female when they turn 15. So big party, beautiful dresses, etc. Now, 16, that's 16, and so forth. Now, what 3 words, here's a question I ask my in-person class, what 3 words are in 16? The first one's 10, the second one is y, remember y in Spanish means and 6 is 6, so 10 and 6, 16, 17, 18, 19. And we're going to follow that pattern for the rest of the numbers, okay? So for example, 20 we know is 20, right? So to say 21, we say 21, 22, 23, right? Now, hold on for 1 second. I just need to make sure this is not recording in both places. Awesome. Okay, 24, 20, and 4, right? So in the 20s, we have all of those words combined into one word. 30 and above, it's all split out into 3 words. So we have 31, 32, 33, etc. 40, that's 40 and 1, 40 and 2, 50, 60, 70, 80, y 9, right? You're just going to add whatever the tens place is, y, and then your 1 through 9. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure I went over that with you guys in case there was any confusion there. Hopefully these things help you to remember these numbers in the future. Now going to the book, let's go ahead and zoom up our view a little bit. Okay, so hopefully you watched the Telehistoria. Let's respond to these questions. It says, contesta las preguntas. ¿Qué tienen que hacer Pablo y Claudia? What do you think the answer is? We know that tienen means they have, and que would mean it's obligatory, so they have to. So what do they have to do? Hacer is to do. Pablo y Claudia. So what do Pablo and Claudia have to do? The correct answer is tienen que estudiar. Tienen que estudiar, right? Porque hay un examen en la clase de ciencias. Número 2. ¿A qué hora tienen que estudiar? The correct answer would be a las 7. A las 7 de la mañana. Número 3. ¿Qué tienen Pablo y Claudia? Now notice this is different. The first question says ¿Qué tienen que? It means what do they have to do? Or what do they have to do? I guess that's the same thing. Hacer is the verb that means to do. So remember that tener and que is like to have to, etc. So anyway, here it's just the verb of possession. ¿Qué tienen? What do they have? Pablo y Claudia, because it doesn't have the K. ¿Qué tienen Pablo y Claudia? Ellos tienen mucha tarea is the correct answer. Finally, ¿qué le gusta hacer a Pablo? The correct answer would be le gusta sacar buenas notas, right? So that's what Claudia asked him. She's like, he was saying how there's a lot, right, that he's got to do. And she's like, pero te gusta sacar buenas notas, right? And he was like, oh, sí. Muy bien. Let's go ahead and go to number 10. This is going to be important, guys, because this upcoming test is going to be a writing test. So some of these questions might actually be on your writing test, so pay attention closely. Contesta las preguntas. ¿Qué clases tienes? ¿Son fáciles, son fáciles o difíciles? So how do you think you would answer that? First, what are we asking? ¿Qué clases tienes? What classes you have. So, what classes do you have? You could say tengo, right? Yo tengo la clase de español, claro. Yo tengo la clase de matemáticas. Yo tengo la clase de ciencias. Son fáciles o difíciles. You could say la clase de español es difícil. Or maybe you think it's fácil, so la clase de español es fácil. La clase de ciencias es difícil. Okay, that's how you'd answer that one. What about number 2? What do you guys think you'd answer for that one? ¿A qué hora tienes la clase de español? Well, you guys don't necessarily have a time, but here I am teaching you guys technically on my period 4. So, ¿ustedes tienen la clase de español a las 10? Oh, no, because it's over 30. So, a las 11 menos 16. That's when you have class. A las 11 menos 16. I won't ask you guys that one on the test, okay? Don't worry about that. Número 3. ¿Tienes que tomar apuntes? ¿En qué clases? You could say, sí, tengo que tomar apuntes en la clase de español. Tengo que tomar apuntes en la clase de ciencias, cama, la clase de matemáticas, cama, y la clase de inglés. Number 4, ¿qué tienes que hacer todos los días? A good answer for that could be, tengo que. So, just a quick note. If the question has the tener que, you're going to respond in tener que. If it just has tener, like here, there's no que that follows, you're not going to respond with tener que, right? You're just going to keep the tener. So anyway, tienes que hacer todos los días. You could say, yo tengo que preparar la comida, right? Maybe you make your lunch every day. Tengo que usar la computadora. Okay, that's something I have to do every day. Es algo que yo necesito hacer todos los días. Número 5, ¿qué tienes que hacer todos los sábados y domingos? Yo tengo que preparar la comida los sábados y domingos. Yo tengo que estudiar todos los sábados y domingos. Yo tengo que comer todos los sábados y domingos. Sí, claro. Número 6. ¿Qué nunca tienes que hacer? ¿Qué nunca tienes que hacer? Remember, hacer means to do. So what do you never have to do? Maybe you never prepare food in your house. You could say, nunca tengo que preparar la comida. Or you could say, yo nunca tengo que preparar la comida. Yo nunca tengo que andar en patineta. Alright, número 7. ¿Tienes que trabajar? ¿A qué hora? I would say, sí, yo tengo que trabajar todos los días a las 8 menos 20. So that might be different for you guys. Número 8. ¿A qué hora necesitas llegar a la escuela? ¿A qué hora necesitas llegar a la escuela? At what time do you need to arrive at the school? So you might say, tengo que llegar a la escuela a las 8:05. Of course, you guys are at home, right? So you could say, nunca tengo que llegar a la escuela. Okay, so anyway, please make sure you understand all those questions for your upcoming test. That's going to be next Friday, not this Friday, but next. Para empieza, did you get it? Tener or tener que? Now don't worry, we'll be practicing more with those things and I'll give you more instructions for the test than just this video, so don't stress. Okay, so anyway, tener or tener que. Complete each sentence based on the telehistoria with the correct form of the verb or expression. Pablo y Claudia blank mucha tarea. So first, are we saying they have or are we saying they have to? We're saying they have, right? Mucha tarea. So it'd be Pablo y Claudia tienen mucha tarea. Número 2. Pablo blank estudiar mucho. Okay, so are we saying he has or he has to? To study much. So he has to study much. Pablo tiene que estudiar mucho, right? That's your obligatory form of tener. Tiene que. Número 3. Ellos blank un examen en la clase de ciencias. Are we saying they have something or they have to something? Here we're saying they have, right? They have an exam. So ellos tienen un examen en la clase de ciencias. Okay, chicos, that's all I have for today. Please look at your assignment, tener. You're going to be using different uses of that, okay? The first part is just showing possession, so we don't have the que afterwards. Here we're using obligation, so we will conjugate and then put the que. And then the third question is mixing it up. So please be careful to read the instructions. I'm going to sign out for today so you guys can get going with that. Y adios, mis estudiantes.